Yo, I don't know what the fuck was going on today, bro. Today was absolutely terrible. Okay, I did not take 3 losses. I only took 2. And we had great mismanagement because the total amount that we lost was the amount of 1 loss. Okay, so lost 2 trades, but our losses only amounted to 1. So gonna go over how that was the case and whatnot. So yeah, but we did give what was I gonna say? Oh, before I get into that, I'm not gonna do the face cam today because honestly, I'm just kind of fucking tired of putting the face cam up. It's just too much work. I can't go full screen. This feels so much better. I'll put my face cam up on wins, okay? On losses, I don't even want to record these videos, but I have to. So I'm not putting my face cam up on for losses. But you best believe, if we catch a W, then I'm putting that face cam right on. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into this recap. Honestly, I already knew today was shit, which is part of the reason why I was able to stop myself from losing a lot more than I should have. I should have been down 2 full trades, but luckily I'm only down a little bit less than what one trade, one RR, I guess you could say 1 R. Yeah. So basically, I forgot to turn this off. Coming into the day, this already just looks like some bullshit, man. We don't even have a, like, I don't even know what I was going to say, but it just looks like a bunch of bullshit, bro. London pumped kind of insanely here, 200 plus points, and we kind of just chop here. I really just don't see anything. Okay, we already took London high. London low's all the way down here. I am not looking for shorts at all, like, until we, confirm that bias to be short. We're above the new week opening gap. We have great low resistance here. That's already been hit. This has not been hit. Yeah, good lower. Okay, fuck. Yeah, I was gonna do that. Good low resistance, and we also have an unmitigated 4-hour up here. It's just a little bit above us. We also have an unmitigated hourly right there, and yeah, all that great stuff. Don't mind this candle, but we were delivering out of this gap just a tad bit, and I was just expecting a nice push up towards, or continuation model up towards this unmitigated gap and then these recent highs, because if you look at the 5 or 15 minute, whatever, you can very clearly see that we have relatively equal, or the 1 minute looks better. You have these relatively equal highs. So what I was looking for was, you can see we have good trend lines. We have just stacked accumulation here that would be very, very nice if we could take out, right? We don't really have much gaps, which is the one thing I don't like. Okay, this is what I really hate. So the most A plus scenario I could imagine is if we just chop up, the first 30 minutes of market open, and then 10 a.m. opens. This will become a 4-hour. We can, push down into that 4-hour and get continuation longs from there. That's the most ideal situation or scenario. Wasn't really expecting much, not expecting price to just chop up for 30 minutes just for that to happen. So that was just, something I would really like to see. We have almost equal lows, relatively equal lows down here. Just a bunch of low resistance all in all. We have a 15-minute down here, unmitigated. But really, if we just take these lows out, I'm looking to go long from there. All right. ES, we have very, very good low resistance here. You can see it better on the 5-minute. Very stacked low resistance. We also have equal lows beneath us. We have, okay, not quite equal highs, but yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for. It's just a simple continuation now. Of course, if we're going to be bearish, we won't give any continuation model. Sorry, the crock fell off. And if we start inversing these gaps, we can then look to be short or bearish and look for shorts from there if it looks well. Obviously, I'm not looking for shorts at all. I don't even know. Wasn't even expecting to take shorts today, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Enough yapping. So market has a huge flush here, and one thing I can already tell about why market is pretty shit is we took out lots of low resistance here, but ES just went up. So we are already uncorrelated at that. We have an SMT at the highs, but then we also have an SMT at the lows, so it gets pretty confusing, right? We end up coming down here. Very, very strong candle to the upside here. This is Oh, if I had an eval ready, I would have taken this on eval. Like I didn't even take this on my live at first. Both losses, by the way, were on my live accounts. Um, which is what I was talking about the other day, like last recap, whatever. Like I've been reaping all the fucking losses on my live, and then all the wins on my eval. Like what is going on here? I don't know what's going on here. Just a bunch of bullshit, right? But anyways, we take out all this low resistance. Okay, all of it. We come down into this gap. Let's see. We take out. We can show the drawings now. So for one, I did not like this entry because I felt like we could have dumped down a little lower to this the equilibrium of this range here that we put in. That would have been a lot more favorable. ES, we're just chopping. We still have lots of low resistance beneath us, and we're just like, what is this thing? This is so ugly. But NQ is looking very, very nice, right? We have an unmitigated 1 minute above. We have that 2 minute right there. 3 minute that got formed as well. 4 minutes that ends up becoming our 5 minute. But yeah, we could basically get a really clean 1 minute IFEG up here. That's the highest time frame, and this honestly looks really, really solid. Now, I did not take this, of course, because the pairs were pretty uncorrelated. I want to see a deeper retrace. ES had that low resistance beneath us that I was worried that we could just easily flush down and take those out before getting longs. But so that's why I stayed out of it. And then I was like, if we get extra confirmation, I will end up taking this trade. We end up running up, we come back down, and we tap into a 30 or a 15 second, and then we get a push up here. So I get a later entry like around here. And yeah, pretty unfortunate. I was expecting for us to hit this 5 minute. Then I could go break even, but we don't even do that. We just straight up edge it. We edge the newly formed 5 minute. We edge this break even point up here. So it's really unfortunate. This was not a bad loss. Sorry, I thought I heard something. But yeah, once we take this out, I'm like, damn. Now here's probably where we get the actual model. We actually edge this once again. So even at this point in time, I'm still not looking for longs. I don't know if I'm hearing something or if I'm tripping. We don't even get longs here, but wasn't gonna look for longs until we hit this. Just another unmitigated 15 minute. It's also a 30 minute as well that we also hit. Or we've been in this. That was the first. We already hit that 30 minute. Never mind. Don't mind me. At this point in time, I'm still open to taking longs. I'm kind of being delusional here. But ES does take all this low resistance. We end up hitting unmitigated gaps, I guess. Yes, 2 unmitigated 15 minutes. And so if we get the long, I'll take it. It's just not something really ideal anymore because we're already inversing these gaps to the downside. But we did tap into this 15 minute, the most discounted 15 minute we have in this leg. We hit OTE of the range. We have an unmitigated 5 minute all the way above there, and we are going to have this unmitigated 15 minute above. So I was looking to target that just to make back what we lost from this trade. I think the most annoying part of this trade is I could have avoided this. Like I already did avoid it, and then I just jumped into it, and then I knew this had a big possibility of failing, so I could have very much avoided this. So that's just very unfortunate, man. Just very unfortunate. But anyways, we don't end up getting long setups here. We do get a 1 minute IFEG to the upside, but I'm waiting for this 2 minute to get inverse. We inverse the 3 minute, which is the higher time frame. But if you're looking at the 2 minute, you would know not to take that 3 minute because we are in this massive 2 minute right there. We have very tiny 4 minute that we end up also respecting, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. So we did get along there, but it's not something you should have taken. You're paying attention to this 1 minute as well as that 2 minute right there. And honestly, here at this point in time, I'm like, okay, clearly not wanting to go higher, so probably gonna look for. Well, this was actually my last opportunity to go long because we have an SMT there. We're still in this good little zone here for a reversal point, and we have a nice fair gap there that we can inverse. And if we inverse this, I would be willing to take that long, go break even at the 15 minute, and target this 5 minute up here, or even higher. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking forward to. This looked like a really nice. These reversals are super nice where we get our pullback, and then we dip lower once again, basically just taking this recent low out, and then reversing from there. Those are some of the most best trades that I've seen just over the past years of trading, especially trading my old model. These were definitely the best models to go for. I loved these models, especially when we have an SMT there. It just looks perfect. But from here, we just don't even get anything. So at this point in time, I'm like, yeah, look at this. I'm not trading anymore, bro. There's no trade to be taken whatsoever. I was still kind of antsy to trade though. I was itching for a good step to pop up so I can at least have a chance to make back what I lost today, because I was pretty frustrated at this loss. Didn't do anything crazy or irrational, whatnot. But I did take into account that we had this 15-minute above, and after we did not give this setup here, I'm now no longer looking for longs whatsoever. That's completely out of mind. Obviously not rejecting. We failed to reject and go higher multiple times here, and then once we give the second opportunity, or the third one right there, we already inversed multiple gaps to the downside. We can assume this is going to get inversed here. We're very close to London lows, so that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to trading to. And yeah, once we hit this 15-minute, we actually get a very, very clean. So I was going to take the 30-second, but it all happened too fast. I ended up taking the 15-second at around right here. I was looking to just get out all out, like around right here, like just like around a 1-to-1, because I was risking. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Okay, for this first initial trade, since it was a late entry, I did have a tighter stop, and I also had risked a little less because I knew it wasn't that probable. So only risked about a little bit over half of what I risked, maybe about 2/3 or so. So I ended up taking the rest of what I had left for a full trade. I took that, so that 1/3, maybe, I don't know, like probably like around 2/5, I would say. I don't know the complete math or whatever, but that's basically what I traded with this, just to a little bit over 1-to-1, just to make that back. And dude, this was fucking brutal, bro. This was so brutal. We came down. I moved stops to break even once we got displacement, of course, and we made relatively equal lows. And I was like, okay, there's no way we don't take these lows out, or this low out, because we had good amounts of low resistance here. And I was like, bro, there's no way. So I ended up moving my stop up here, give it a bit of time to retrace, and I ended up moving it a little bit higher to risk fully, what is left of. I need to stop fucking yapping about that. I've already talked about that multiple times. But yeah, you get the idea. And then ends up losing. Of course, my stop loss wasn't all the way up here. It was like down here. And yeah, that's pretty much both trades I took today. This really wasn't a data setup. Like, to be honest with you, this was kind of just a desperation move, and I still had a little bit of juice in the tank, or a little bit of risk actually to take. So that's the only reason why I took this. If I took a full-size loss up here, this would not be a trade, okay? I'm not risking another full-size trade on something like that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that out of the picture. And next, this is an actual data setup, but I did not take it, luckily. I just wanted, like, this isn't the manipulation leg you want. This still looks like it's chopping, right? And not only that, we made even better targets, okay? We have basically equal lows, right? It's like, how far away is that from equal lows? Not even a full point, bro. But anyways, this is the type of manipulation you want to see, You actually see the fair value gaps here. There's not a single fair value gap in sight. And then out of nowhere, boom, this shit, it just cleans up, right? And then we hit this gap up here. I don't think we hit that initially. Yeah, we did not hit that gap up here. So that was another good thing. Let's see how many gaps we have there. 2 minutes. I don't even know. I don't really care about that either. What matters is it's a 15-minute. I'm not going to go into every single time frame for a value gap, but we've completely filled this 15-minute, which is very, very nice. We do the same thing here on ES. And yeah, basically just a continuation short. I've had enough convincing that we're going to be bearish from now on. And boom, absolute death candle. Okay, I wasn't expecting us to actually get the short because we kind of just kept pumping up, and then we get a massive candle to the downside. Could have taken the entry on the 1 minute, but this entry is just so scuffed. I mean, look at this. Just looks buns. So I waited for the 2 minute, of course, because I was like, I just know for a fact we're going to retrace this gap. I waited for the 2 minute. If it delivers before I get the 2 minute, then I'm not taking it. The main reason why I'm taking this trade is strictly because of the break even point. If we didn't have such a great break even point like this, I probably wouldn't consider marking this down as a good trade. But we had something that was almost guaranteed to get hit, and then we have our final target down here, which is London low, and here is where we get the 2 minute. And so once we hit this gap, that's when I'm looking to take my trade. And I was willing to take a full size trade here because this was an actual really good model, and dude, this was just really really unfortunate as well. Well, actually not unfortunate. It's pretty much a good thing because I was waiting for us to hit this 1 minute, and I wasn't just gonna enter off the 1 minute getting tapped. I wanted extra confirmation, especially if I'm putting more risk than I should be on the table. So wanted to see a 15 or a 30-second IFEG to the downside, and we actually never got that. We just kept running up. We kept running up, and this trade ended up failing. Whether you had stop here or up here, it failed either way. This was just a complete loss. I don't know how this did not hit. Like, I don't understand what the fuck the market makers were doing. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, what? We had so much low resistance right here. How did we not take that out? I don't understand. But yeah, basically just got caught in this ping pong move here. We're looking for longs, didn't get longs, we dumped. Then we're looking for shorts, not once but twice, and then we end up getting longs. Like, what the fuck, man? Make it make sense, market makers. But yeah, that's essentially the trades we took today. I'm gonna go ahead and briefly go over both of them again. But I already knew today was gonna be pretty shitty just looking at what the 15-minute chart looked like. So longs here, did this make sense and was this good? If you're looking strictly at NQ, this is a really, really good long. We hit our fair value gap. We take our liquidity out. We have a good break-even point. Very solid V-shaped entry point or entry here. We have a good target, relatively equal highs, and then we have a good higher time frame target, which is that unmitigated 4-hour and hourly. It aligned with what the daily profile was assumed to be, which was I guess a London reversal, New York continuation. Dude, it just looked like such a clean continuation model. Just did not play out, and this was, I don't know if I would consider this A plus because the only downside to this was ES, right? The other asset just looks so horrible. Weren't really moving anywhere. Pretty uncorrelated. Had lots of low resistance to take out, so that's the only downside to this trade. But if you're looking at this purely based off just NQ, then this is really really good and possibly A plus. Looking for longs, our last opportunity here. We don't end up getting that, and after this chop, we can kind of confirm that our bias is bearish just because we had so many opportunities, 1, 2, and 3 here to reverse, and we just didn't. And at this point, it's just like, why are you still looking for longs if London's right here, right? We've already inversed these gaps. We have this last gap that's most likely to get inverse. So we can assume price wants to move lower because that's all we've been doing here. We've been waiting to catch longs, hasn't happened. So we can just only assume that price is going to go lower, right? We have a good condition here. We have this 15-minute. We have a not a premature, but just a really risky and not A+ setup here. Just something I was willing to risk strictly because, I had room left. A little bit of risk left for this day specifically. That's the only reason. Like I said before, if I took a full-size loss here, I'm not risking another full-size trade on this risky-ass trade. This is way too risky, but the second entry was definitely a really, really good entry. Of course, I don't like the chop, but the chop did give us a good break-even point, relatively equal lows. We had a good manipulation leg up. Very clean 1-minute and 2-minute IFEG to the downside. London low right here. Just don't know how this didn't hit. I really, really don't know how this didn't hit. Honestly, both of these trades were really good looking back at this. Some flaws here, and of course some flaws here. I feel like the only flaw here in this trade is just the chopness, but I don't know. I'm going to have to, when I journal this in my Notion template, I'll write and see all the good and bad stuff about this trade. But that's going to be it for this recap. This was kind of long. I've been talking for, 20 minutes? What the fuck? There's no way. But anyways, yeah, this day was really, really shit. But I'm not complaining. Of course, last week was even worse. We took 2 losses last week out of 4, which is a good thing. We avoided half of those losses, and not only that, we, reduced the amount we were supposed to lose based off those losses, which was a little bit less than 2R. And today we had 2 losses, um, in one day, and we reduced the amount we're supposed to lose by an entire uh, R. So that's great. Down only one R out of these 3 losses that happened, and I only took 2 of them. So that's honestly, that's a pat on the back. If I was pretty pissed off when this shit happened, I'm like, dude, how the fuck did this fail? I don't understand how this failed. But looking back at it, I'm just grateful. Did not take all 3 of these losses. That would have actually sucked. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this trade recap, and gonna end this now because it's been like 20 minutes. So yeah.